my name is Belinda Davston and welcome to the I Ching Cafe and our weekly I Ching overview for the week commencing the 7th of November. We've just had the November overview, so if you've not yet had a chance to watch or listen to it, do go along and acquaint yourself with what the flows of change are for November that we all share and how we can maximize the most of this wandering journey that we are upon and the family feast that we are celebrating in this month. Okay, so before we get into this week, let's have a little quick dip into last week. We had the repeat show of Hexagram for Youthful Folly coming back to say, well, our work on growing and developing is not yet done. We have still got some learning to do. We've still got some experience to build, but the process of us recognizing that we don't know enough and saying, right, wise mentors, come and give me some inspiration, that opens the doors to slowly melting and releasing the obstacles. What happened for you? What was the thing that came to you because you opened yourself up to learn from someone or something that knew more about the issue, the subject at hand? Okay, please do share. This week we have the return of a locked hexagram. We had Youthful Folly the week before last, locked. Okay, when we have a locked hexagram on this channel, I always work with, it's a doubling down. Okay, it is focus upon focus on this issue. All right, there's no changing lines, there's no riffraff, there's no extra stuff happening. This is what it is. Okay, doubling down on the flow of change being presented to us. So this week we have hexagram 13. Fellowship. Oh, what a lovely hexagram this is. This hexagram is all about having a shared goal with others and collaborating and working together, striving through our collective efforts to work together towards something, to achieve something meaningful because we are working harmonized with other people. We are finding ways to bring others together that resonate with what we are about, our principles, and we are rallying and we're creating an environment where we collaborate in the most beautiful way. Okay, so for you in your own life, where do you need the fellowship? Where can you lead the fellowship of people around you? In your work for this week, where can this idea of fellowship be the keystone that really helps you pull the week together? In your teams as a leader, where do you need to really put a meaningful purpose, the goal in the center of the group, and to really rally people around this goal? And this is not about one person leading everyone towards a goal. There are other hexagrams for that. This is about a shared collective. And I really recommend you look into some of Seth Godin's work on tribes, the cohort, and this idea of subscribing to being part of the fellowship, okay? Opting in. As a guru on email marketing, he's got this wonderful understanding of what it means to get people to opt in to work together. And so from a business point of view, if you're having some trouble this week, go and look at where the shared goal or the shared meaningful purpose is not there for everyone to opt in. Not everyone is emotionally, mentally, whateverly connected and opted in to this shared goal. And you'll find that wherever that is taking place, that's where you have challenges, or that's where your attention is needed this week. It might not be that you hear angels sing and you realize you have this amazing fellowship, okay? Or you realize the awesomeness of the group that you're in. You might realize actually fellowship is the area we need to focus on. We need to opt in people, not force them into believing the corporate motto, right? This is about opting in to the meaningful purpose you are all there to share. And in your personal life, what does this mean for you? What does it mean to work with others to achieve something? Where are you in a group, in a collective, in a community where you are working with others? Are you involved in a nonprofit? Are you involved in any kind of group where you are working together to achieve something? Okay, that is where our attention is being focused. And so I want to share a story with you. I must say there's like a true confession. I'm feeling a bit awkward, so you heard it first on the channel. So I'm an adventurous knitter, and I'm the kind of adventurous knitter that is not quite sure that adventurous knitting is cool enough, okay? So give me a shout if you think it's cool enough. Okay, so there you go. My secret is out. I feel so much better. But I found this kind of hobby, this craft that allows me to create and to push my boundaries. I don't do squares for granny blankets or the charities. I'm sorry, charities. I do this to push my creative boundaries. I have this big idea and then I try and create this thing, and then usually there's tears. My family understands, as I go through this process of stretching myself, of expanding my boundaries. And so this year, for the second year in a row, I've got involved in an international adventurous knitting challenge called the Mystery Knit Along. Okay, if you are participating and you're watching, please hook me up. Okay, leave a comment. I am one of you. Okay. And this process has been an amazing journey of recognizing our unity, my unity, with lots of other people who are doing this thing, this challenge worldwide, and the wonderful support group that I'm part of that is this wonderful cohort, right? I have opted into this cohort. And the things that come in our learning and development, because I've opted in and everyone else has opted in, no one's forcing us to be there, has been absolutely wonderful. The experience of working with others, even though we're all doing our own projects, but we're sharing something across the world, brings so much energy. So I wanted to leave that with you because for me, the idea of all these threads of yarn coming together, of all these people working together, of threading these things together, of going through this process, is this real idea of fellowship for me. I know that in the past, I have spoken about this hexagram in the light of Lord of the Rings, and the Fellowship of the Rings, and the elves, and the humans, and all the hobbits, all on a mission to go and share in this journey of the ring. And we can have that some other day. Today I wanted to share the story of working collaboratively with others around a shared goal. We all have a personal goal that we're doing in this project, and we are collaborating across borders, time zones, you name it, across cultures, to share in this experience. So where in your life are you part of a fellowship where there's something binding you together, whether it's cooking or baking or origami or whatever it is? Where's your fellowship that you can really opt into, that you can get value and you can contribute value through? And where in your work life can you create this idea of fellowship, this energy that comes to you when you feel like you are working with others to achieve something? It is a beautiful energy. It brings life, it affirms life, it brings insight and inspiration to a team, to a business, to a family. So go and look around. Tap into where your fellowships are, where your communities are, how you are impacting your communities, getting involved. Where do you want to go? What draws your heart forward? Right, so locked hexagram, that's it. So I'm going to be knitting, but for this week, enjoy working with the fellowship, working with the collaboration energy in your teams and your businesses, and I look forward to working with you in our next weekly overview. Please like, share, and subscribe, and see you on the socials. And thank you for being here with me.